Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to talk to you guys about one of the newest, craziest fads I'm seeing out there, and possible scam when you start looking at the cost associated, and that is apparently prescription injectable vitamins and amino acids for athletic purposes, bodybuilding purposes, extreme fitness purposes, things like that. Sounds like something Jerry Ward could get behind. Maybe he needs to get in on this. Alright guys, let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. I had someone link me one of these. I wasn't aware this was a thing. I believe the company was called Titan Medical Nutraceuticals. He linked me their page and testimonials on my Facebook fan page yesterday, and I had a look at it this morning, and all I have to say is holy shit. I've never seen anything like this before, like being marketed. Basically, it looks like this company is selling, and apparently there's other companies doing the same thing, and everyone in their testimonials is clearly on heavy doses of gear also. And I guess that's their market. You know, other people are going to be like, well, if I'm going to inject gear, I might as well inject other things. Almost seems to be the mindset, because you're dealing with that hardcore mentality. But here's the thing, guys. You shouldn't inject anything that you don't have to inject into your body. And we understand with things like anabolics, most injectable anabolics are actually safer and less detrimental to your health than the oral versions are. That's the only reason injectables exist. Medical doctors wouldn't even be prescribing them if the orals were safer or if they worked as well in all ways. So that's why these things exist. They're kind of a necessity. But when it comes to things like amino acids and vitamins, injecting fucking vitamins, the stuff that you eat and you normally get plenty from your diet as long as you're eating a good balanced diet. You know what, guys? And even like B12, everyone's like, well, athletes injected B12 for years. Well, you know what? There's never been any data. The hard data has never showed a benefit to them doing this. And that's something you need to keep in mind. All right. Yeah, injectable B12 for energy was a big deal for a long time, for decades. But you know what? It also seems to be largely a placebo effect. So here's the thing. These companies have got people doing vitamins, amino acids, injectable branch chain amino acids. Again, maybe Lane Norton would love to get in on that one. I don't know. But the thing is, the price tag on it was astounding. When I went and looked at what they're charging for these, because they're having medical doctors do a wellness exam and then prescribe these things, all right, or approve them at least. So they go through a wellness exam at this clinic this place has, which I'm sure costs money also. Wellness exam and everything, and then they're getting these things prescribed. Some of this stuff is $200, $250 a bottle. For vitamins and amino acids, $200 for branch chain amino acids in a little injectable vial. As if they're going to be any better done that way than they are orally bioavailable. There's not going to be an advantage there. The only thing they've got that might be an advantage is glutamine. Maybe. And even then, I mean, the amount that you're going to get into your body through a little syringe is going to be microscopically tiny. Yeah, there's been cases of glutamine infusion for burn victims through an IV, but you're not putting an IV on. That's not an IV, that's a little tiny syringe full. And for it to even pass through a needle, there's going to be very, very little in there. And they're using like all these insulin syringes and people showing all their syringes full of stuff. This is just insane. Like, this is almost promoting a junkie mentality. But the price tag, my God, the price tag. Because they had all this stuff at these insane prices. Then I went down and saw they sell regular peptides too, like GHRP and GHRH combinations. All right, here's what blew my mind with that. All of you guys are aware, maybe you aren't aware, that there's a gray area of legality in the US, UK, all these countries regarding research peptides. All right, peptides can be legally purchased. They don't require a prescription. They can be legally purchased. It's just that there's a gray area as to the actual use of them. All right, using them might be an issue. Because they're supposed to be used only in rats and rodents and stuff and animals for research purposes. But people can buy them, and they're very, very cheap. But what was shocking is that this company had a mixture of like GHRP2 or something with like MyGRF or something like that. One of those GHRP plus GHRH combinations. All right, now normally when people buy these from a research lab company, you're talking like $20 a bottle. So if they were to mix these two things together, you're talking about what, approximately a $45 product. This company charges $250. That's over 5 times the normal market price for the same product from any research chemical company that specializes in this stuff. And there's about a dozen of them. And it's not like it's illegal for people to buy this stuff. But these research chemicals they put into a mix, and these other companies offer mixes also, by the way, that they put into a mix $250 for something that costs less than $50 from any of the companies that manufacture it. So they're probably buying it from these companies for $40 and then reselling it for $250. All right. You talk about a hustle, there's a scam right there. Well, how about some of their bottles of branched chain amino acids? How much they have in there? Maybe $10 worth of BCAAs mixed into a sterile water, which they probably paid $5 for. Think about that for a minute. And selling it for $200. The price tag on this stuff is fucking insane. And these companies are doing this and people are using it. And again, everyone who's on their things looks like they're on gear anyways, plenty of gear. So, I mean, I guess they're okay with already using a syringe. But in what fucking world do you live in to where you think injecting branched chain amino acids and B vitamins is going to be better than just consuming food? I mean, sure, you could supplement these things and that would be orally bioavailable. But in what fucking world do people live in where you can't just eat healthy, normal foods and get these same things? All right, what world do you live in where you can't do this? And so they've gone not just from supplementing things, not just supplementing things that you probably don't need to supplement that you can get from a balanced diet, right? They've gone from supplement form to just injecting them directly. Just injecting them directly. Just like a junkie. Right there on all these insulin needles. I mean, right there, it's all insulin pens. So it's like they're ripping people off with insanely overpriced stuff that you're probably getting enough of in your diet anyways. Because again, most people who lift and train that hardcore usually eat a lot of vegetables. They usually eat a lot of lean proteins. All right, it's not like they have a shortage of branched chain amino acids or B vitamins or anything in their diet. They don't even need to supplement them, but this company's taking it to the next level, having people inject them every day and charging 10 to 20 times what they're actually worth. Making an enormous profit. I mean, you talk about a fucking scam. And then people wonder why the hardcore bodybuilding world is so full of recreational drugs. And people don't realize that either. They always listen to this until they go hear guys like Jerry and some of them talk and they realize, oh wait, they all do drugs. Why do they do drugs? Because they can get fucked up without the empty calories of alcohol. Why do most of them turn to syringes and just go straight to injectable drugs without even thinking about it? Because they already inject stuff. It's part of the bodybuilding scene. That's why a lot of these guys are hooked on heroin. That's why a lot of bodybuilders do coke. That's how a lot of bodybuilders like Jerry even talk about, and I was aware of this 15 years ago because there were articles written on it in Muscular Development, of Nubane, a sheep narcotic that all these bodybuilders got hooked on, including Jerry Ward, a bunch of your top pros and everyone else, because it was a big thing to do. They just go straight to injectable stuff because it's just not a big deal to them. And you know what? I feel like products like this are just promoting that same mentality, and it's fucked up that anyone would actually sit there and inject their food. I mean, that's what this stuff is. BCAAs, B vitamins, glutamine. This is food. This stuff's found in your food already. Just eat more high quality food and you'll get more of it. But no, they go straight to a syringe and paying $200 or $250 a bottle. All right? Like street drug level prices, like as if they were buying drugs. You know what? This whole industry and community is so fucked up. It's so fucked up that you gotta wonder why it's even allowed to exist. It's just fucking scary that anyone gets involved in this crazy ass hardcore scene. It just blows my fucking mind that anyone gets sucked into this stupid shit. And it blows my mind that this whole industry and this scene and hardcore bodybuilding scene even gets glorified, because it really isn't glorious. I mean, for the most part, it's filled full of junkies and prostitutes. All right, that's what bodybuilding is, junkies and prostitutes. It's nothing to do with a fit lifestyle. It's nothing to do with a healthy lifestyle. And this just highlights exactly what this industry is all about. spending insane amounts of money for stuff that you don't need. All right, that's half the industry. And then glorifying injecting shit with a needle. I mean, that's pretty much sums up the whole hardcore bodybuilding scene right there. And it's just crazy to look over and see products like this and see like 1,000 people are apparently clients of this company and on their page and liking it and everything. It's just insane that many people are willing to jump into this and pay insane amounts of money to inject their food. Just fucking wow. I don't know, man. This whole industry and the whole bodybuilding scene, it just needs to be flushed down the toilet somehow. I mean, the whole thing is just a big fucking cesspool of degeneracy. It really is when you think about it. I don't know what to do about it, though, other than to tell people, don't get involved in this shit. Stay the fuck away from bodybuilding. Like, just stay away from it. You're going to be so much better if you stay away from that scene. You're going to be so much better, so much happier, physically happier, mentally happier. You're going to be better off. Just staying the fuck away from it and not getting sucked into it. That's all I can ask people. Just please stay away from this scene. It's the most self-destructive, so-called health and fitness scene that I've ever seen in my life. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.